Okay, Joe, we're gonna get started on your 6309 movement that you sent. Gonna start getting this torn down and cleaned up. Yeah, we'll see. Try and get some pieces here removed. This is a 6309A movement. So, looks pretty good from first glance. It's a little hazy, got some dirt, but you know, we'll get it running strong, I hope. Should be good. A little sticky. There we go. Pop that off. Take a close look at your winding pawl just to make sure that's okay. Got quite a bit. Ooh. That's I believe that's rust. Okay. So this movement has definitely seen some water in its life. I don't know if that's if that rust there, I don't know if you can see that. That could be a combination of both. So this jewel sits right below the rotating component of your winding weight. And so there are two pieces that can contribute to moisture damage underneath this plate. Both the winding bridge pin, that pin there that connects to your pawl, and to the fourth wheel. So I'm going to have to take a very close look at your fourth wheel. See if that needs to be replaced. Just not sure. I mean, it's one thing to have, you know, old material under there, like, yeah, we'll have to see. Okay. We want to be very careful with that jewel and with that component. I mean, you're getting some motion, which means things aren't, you know, stuck together. But we'll have to be very careful and very aware that there was quite a bit of material underneath. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and remove the pieces here on the dial. Remove your dial. All right, let's focus on a few pieces here. Let's get this into a movement holder. Let's go ahead and just take your calendar side down just to have it apart. Whoever Lito was, they didn't know Seiko quite as well as they should have. They put your C-clip on upside down. But that's okay. We can work around those sorts of issues. (6309) are such an interesting breed of movement. They have quite a few plastic components. I guess Seiko was trying to save some money at that point, and so a lot of your formerly metal pieces were shifted to a little bit more plastic, I assume to save cash. Although these are very robust and excellent watches, they are somewhat disposable from the historical perspective. I think a lot of people used them up and got rid of them. Okay. Some water intrusion. I assume that was at the stem. That's where that originated. Take your keyless works. These movement holders are not the best. Date change. Now your keyless works. Just make sure that this is in good shape. You can get a little funky if there's water. It's okay. Sometimes wonder why I use these. Today is that day. I wonder why I use these particular movement holders. All right, I think I got it now. That's a tight one. Okay. So interesting, the shift in design throughout the years of the diver models. Non-hacking movement. Let's take your cannon pinion off while we're here. There we go. And let's remove your die shock. Okie dokie. Let's go back to a functioning movement holder here. this off. There we go. Okay. So interesting. Find these screws so loose. Some of these components. All right. Down we go. Take a close look at that, of course. So always adjustments to be made on these sorts of things. No hairspring is perfect for some reason. They always give you a little fight. And it's amazing the difference in the amplitude readings if you're not spending time on your... There was some power in your mainspring. All right, let's look at your palette. Oh, jewels. Oh, bit of a scribe line in one of them. I'll have to see if that's problematic. I don't know if that's just old lubricant or if it's real. All right, I have to take another look at that under the microscope. I think a little bit of perhaps rust. I'm not sure. All right, let's take your bridge off. Take a really close look at your jewels. There's your hack. I'm sorry, your hack. Your click, spring. All right, while this is sitting in here, I'm gonna take a very close look at your not sure. It's pretty dirty. Top of that center pivot on your fourth wheel. Alright, I have to take, after I clean it, I'm gonna be looking at it because it might either need a polish or it might need replacement. I'm also gonna have to look very closely at your pivot on your escape wheel. It looks a little bit off to one side, but I'm not sure if that's aberration or if that's real. Okay. Moving onward. As we suspect, lower mainspring arbor port is not so healthy. Okay. All right, final piece. Got some hazing and some things going on here, but it looks okay. Doesn't look worn. All right, well, there it is, down to the plate. We will get this in the clean and see what we can get. All right, let's get to making those arbor holes better. Okay. Hey Joe, just going through your components here on your 6309. Just making sure that everything's got the right clearances and all the jewels and bushings are in a good spot. Overall, things are looking good. I am a little bit concerned about your hairspring, simply because it's a little sticky, and that just generally means a little bit more cleaning. But I want to be sure that it isn't bent or it isn't in a position that's going to lead to having to make adjustments. So I'll take a really close look at that. I've had it in the cleaning bath a few more times. Overall, things are coming together. So next you see, I think we'll have all your components of your train of wheels put in, and we'll proceed. Okay. Hey Joe, I'm back. So I was looking at your signal and looking at your balance, and as it turns out, it was wandering a little bit, but then I actually turned your whole mechanism, your whole movement over to check for differential timing, and wow, something was seriously wrong with this. So rather than spend the whole day trying to troubleshoot this little component, I have replaced it with the exact replica correct for this movement, and your numbers are great. So clearly there's an issue here. I'm going to take a couple looks at this to see if I can try and get it, just for my own satisfaction, try and make this run a little bit better. But I'm just going to go ahead and replace the entire bridge and balance and hairspring with one that I have in stock, and that should get you back to really good shape, and we got good numbers out of this, so I'm really happy with it. So yeah, things are moving in the right direction, so just wanted to keep you updated. Okay Joe, we are at the last final moments of your movement here. I went ahead and just cleaned out your case. I didn't do anything special. I just kind of went in there and got all the crud out. What I was a little afraid of actually was your dial, and so what I did, just to make sure it gets back to you and this thing fits and everything, is that I just put on an old scrap dial that I had laying around, which you can just toss when you get this back. I don't need it back. But I was afraid there is some what looks like battery acid damage on that dial, and I cleaned your spacer ring a little bit, just in the sonicator. But everything else is fine. Your movement came out just great, and your components are doing real good here, so we are in good shape. There's a little bit of water damage on the back side of this plate, but it's fine. It's just a little bit of corrosion right there. So I'm going to get your winding weight, which is right here. Okay. And with that, your movement is back together. Coming back to you. So everything turned out really well. I'm happy with the numbers. I'm happy with the fact that we went ahead and swapped out your balance. It's pretty badly bent. I don't know what you want to do. I'm happy to take this in on trade just for the this cock here. Everything else is basically scrap, and I don't know if you want me to take it apart and send it to you, but I'll give you a couple dollars off for this one, just because they're not particularly hard to find, but they're good to have around just for this kind of a situation. So we'll work that out. That's not a big deal. This isn't a huge cost. It would have cost a ton more to go through and try and rectify whatever situation was going on with that thing. So it's hard to send this back without it completely getting screwed up. I'm not sure what anyone would do with it anyway. I'm going to use it just to practice on hairsprings. If that's okay with you, you let me know. It's your stuff. So, yeah, I think we're good. I think everything has turned out really well, and yeah, let's get this case back on and show you that beautiful 70s Seiko dial that's coming back your way. Look at that. Ooh, yeah, that's nice. Like I said, just toss that when you finally get to using this thing. Oh, I gotta put your movement holder in. Sorry about that. Yeah, I would also be a little bit leery of this guy. It's pretty rank. But I do want your movement kind of held in place, so I am gonna go ahead and put this in after I clean it up a little bit. You can see it's got some old battery problems, I guess, is what this is from. Anyway, so things are good. Movement's done. It's running fantastic. I'll try and show you the numbers as soon as I get everything back in together here. So, all right. I will be in touch. Hey Joe, just wanted to give you an update. Numbers are looking great. Got a little bit of regulation to do, but overall, I'd say high 230s, 240s. It's pretty good. So it's really where we want to be. I got to bring it down just a little bit, but overall, I'm really happy with where we are. Yeah, it's looking good. Okay, a couple more minor tweaks, and then we'll be right on.